Hello, everybody. Excuse me. It's Dr. Rick here dropping in on you. Hope everybody is having a great start to your week. It's midway. Hope everything is going the way you planned. If not, keep pushing, keep fighting. Look, I'm not going to be long this morning. This is one of the busier days. Got a number of clients lined up, so I wanted to get right to what I want to talk to you about. If you notice the title, depending on where you're watching at, it says that beyond the grind, working hard is not enough. And I know that a lot of people are like, is this Rick? Is this Dr. Rick talking about working hard isn't enough? I'm the guy that's constantly telling you have 86,400 seconds in a day and you got to optimize that time to get the most out of every day. You can't be resting on your laurels. Yes, that's me. And I am still a firm believer that you got to get up and you've got to put in the work. There's no time for lethargy. There's no time for being casual. Les Brown says when you behave in a casual manner, you end up being a casualty. And I really and truly believe that you got to be on your grind. You got to be pushing, but being on your grind isn't enough. And I think that's where a lot of people are really disenfranchised. It's because you got a bunch of people out there that have worked their fingers to the bones. They have worked themselves into all types of health issues. They're stressed because they're on the grind. They're waking up every morning. They're putting in the hours at a time and they're not seeing results. And it's because it takes more than just simply working hard. Number one is you have to have a clear vision of where it is you're going. You have to know what it is you are trying to accomplish. You have to work to it. A lot of people aren't getting anywhere because they are expanding so much of themselves and expending so much energy that in situations that don't serve their interests or don't have the capacity to fulfill them. I have no problem with a person who works a job and is just literally passionate and excited to get up and go to work every day because they're doing what they love and they're really having this fulfilled life, and it gives them the things they want. They're able to live life the way they want to live it. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But for the vast majority of us, we have to create a path for ourselves. We have to use jobs as stepping stones and launching points. But we have to understand if we want something, we've got to build it. It's got to be connected to our vision. So it's nothing wrong with working for someone if it's connected to your vision long term. Now, short term things are things you got to do what you got to do to make what you got to have. I'm talking about long term. How does it look? What are you doing? Do you have a plan? A lot of times you have desires, but your desires are not connected to plans and blueprints and actionables that literally will get you to what you want. You're just working hard. You're getting up every day and you're working, but there's no direction. There's no purpose in the work. It'll get your bills paid most of the time. Things have been real rough for a lot of people, and maybe it's tight in that area. But there are things that you can do to get through that. But working hard in and of itself isn't going to be enough. Another thing that you can find, if you don't have a plan, you can first and foremost, you have to have a vision. You have to have a clear understanding of what it is you're trying to do, where it is you're trying to go, what it looks like, what it feels like. Then you can determine what it's going to take to get there. And then you start applying your energy and your effort to that. That's the first thing. The next thing is you've got to have um, uh, an environment that is conducive to what you are trying to accomplish. I see so many people burning and burning and burning themselves out in environments that literally suck the life out of them. They are working for places where they don't even like anybody at the job, or they have environments where their friends are negative. Their friends are constantly telling them what's going on. Everywhere they'll look is an indication that this is what I have. This is who I am. This is the best that I'm going to get out of life. And what happens is your subconscious is study downloading all this negative information that's being fed to it. You're not that good. You're not going to make it. Nobody who comes from where you come from make it. Did you remember the last time you tried something? You need to stop. You're going to fool around and you're going to blow it. You're going to fool around and this is going to happen. You're going to fool around and this is going to happen. And you're literally sitting there. And what happens is most people end up in situations that haven't left the job market. Most people are sitting up in situations where They are literally working for a job they can't stand, but they get up and go every day because why? They got bills to pay, and that's what's responsible people do. Here's the thing, though: for every time they get up and go to work, they're going to work, and they're literally a part of them is dying. I heard it referred to as spiritual suicide. When you're waking up every day and you're going to a place that literally takes something out of you to come in, you literally like just dragging you. You got to sit there and psych yourself up in the parking lot to go in and get started for work. That's not a good idea because there's something in that environment that is not conducive to you being your best self. It isn't that it's a job, it's that it's not the right job. And you've got to understand that there's no amount of money that can compensate for the loss of health, the loss of mental stability, the loss of emotional stability. You've got to understand that. And you can work and work and work, and all you do is become more and more frustrated because you're not getting the fulfillment out of it. Okay, then you looking at it, you're going into work and you're doing all that, and you're not getting anything out of it. Then you got friends you call up, and they're sitting up and they're talking about. And what have I told you so many times that you are ultimately going to be the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around. Who are those 5 people? Look at your phone, check your text messages. The last 5 people you had an in-depth conversation with in your text messages, who were they? Where are they at in life? What are they going through? What are they striving for? Where are they at in reference to where you're trying to go? And you can tell, okay, this is what I can look forward to with this particular circle. You're going to have to make sure that your environment is conducive to the things that you say you want to do. You got to have a plan, you got a vision, you got to have a plan, you got to work the plan, but you also need an environment that feeds you. You need to find people who will fan your flame. You need to find people who will get behind you. You need to find people who will uh, encourage you. You need some people who can give you solid advice. But whatever you need, whatever you do, you got to get people out of your circle who are constantly negative, who make it their business to find everything wrong with you, who make it their business to come up with every reason why you can't succeed. You need people who are going to be honest with you, but you need people who believe in you. You need people who are going to challenge you. You need people who are going to push you to go to the next level. Those are things that you absolutely need. Did you realize that uh, that 80%, I think it's actually more than that, something where around 85, 86% of people who have their first heart attacks have it on Monday morning between 6 a.m. and noon? You want to know why? They have just spent a weekend away from a stressful situation, and now they're going back to it knowing they have 5 more days before they can get away from it again. And their stress levels are just that high, and they're doing that over and over again, and eventually stress is attacking your car. When you have high stress level, when you're dealing with chronic stress, it's attacking your cardiovascular system, it's attacking your heart, your liver. It's literally attacking you and tearing you down, and it's attacking your health, and eventually this happens. It's a phenomenon that can be pretty easily explained. You have to find something that you want to wake up and go do. You have to find something that you are passionate about doing. You got to get out there, and you got to find the right people to get around you. You got to find the right people. It is so draining to be around people who are naysayers. It's so draining to be around people who only look to drag you down. It's so draining to be around people who don't know how to lift you up, don't know what to do. I'm telling you, look, work your job. If all possible, find a job that you like doing and work it. But you got to search yourself. You got to look inside of yourself. You got to ask yourself, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this what I'm passionate about doing? And people get passion mixed up. People think passion is something, man, I really like that's going to be fun. No, a passion is something that emerges out of an understanding of your purpose. And when you understand your purpose, it literally ignites a passion in you because now your life has purpose. When your life has purpose, things change. Now, when your life has purpose, nobody has to wake you up in the morning. I tell people all the time, like almost like clockwork, like 10 minutes before the alarm clock goes off at 4 o'clock, I'm up. I'm checking the alarm to make sure the alarm's okay because I'm thinking I'm oversleeping. Why? Because I'm getting up and the work I got is a grind. I'm doing things. I'm not sitting on my laurel. What I do is not easy. I'm putting out content daily. I'm sitting up and literally I have a person when I get off here, I'm going to be on with my first client. Then I'm going to have another client and another client and then another client in the UK after that. I'm going to be doing that's just today, and that's on top of all the content, all the stuff I've got to write. Then I'm putting out books. I'm putting all this stuff, and then I'm getting people want to consult and talk about what's going on with certain things in academic in the academic arena, all the way from middle school through college, and I'm dealing with all of that. But what I wake up to do it because it's my purpose. My purpose is to take what I'm good at and see the gift merged with the skill set. See, I developed the skill set, but the gift was that the gift is to engage, to understand, and to relate, and then to empower. That's a gift. I've been able to do that my entire life, to be able to communicate. And for a man, that's one of the things that people talk about, men are good communicators. Well, that's one of the things I've always been gifted. As a matter of fact, my grandmother used to tell this story. She owned her own salon, and she would have me in there. And I was in there, and I think I was maybe like 2 or 3 years old. And I was over there talking, and she said she had just had enough. And she was like, "Oh my God, boy, please shut up." And I grew up in the era when you were told to be quiet, you shut up. It wasn't any other thing. So I'm sitting over there, and then she is over and she's doing the ladies' hair. I remember being in that shop so much as a kid, but she's over there and she's doing the person. She looks over and I'm crying, and she asked me, "What are you crying for?" And my response, "I want to talk." He said, "Oh my God, boy, I just talked." And that has been me, and the things I've chosen to talk about has evolved. The things I've chosen to care about and be able to elaborate on. And then I developed a skill set to be able to write about it. So I can talk about it, I can write about it, and I can make it make sense to people. Those are the things that are natural to me. I can take a complex situation and I can make it simple for a person who needs it simplified. I do that. That's what one of the things I do. And I understand that in that I'm able to help people. And that's my purpose. So I wake up every day excited about it. Doesn't mean I'm not grinding. Doesn't mean that I don't have a lot of things. That's a whole bunch of pressing things. There's a lot going on. But what I can tell you is that I wake up and I'm living in my purpose. And I've surrounded people around me who believe in me, surrounded people around me. And then the more people I help, the more people I work in my purpose, the more positive energy and feedback I get because I'm sowing. Remember, what you sow, you reap. What you put out into the world comes back to you. It doesn't necessarily come back from the people you think it'll come back from. Sometimes the person you help you never see again, but sometimes it does come from people help. I get stuff like people telling me, "I literally listen to you every day for 3 or 4 years. You saved my life. I was on the edge. I was about to give it all up." I've had people come to me and tell me that. I've had clients who have literally followed me for years and they decided to finally work with me and tell me how I got them through a point before I ever knew who they were. Before they ever decided to spend one dime with me, they had rode with me for a while and I had touched and changed their lives. And now they're sitting in front of me. I've got a person now that I'm partnering with that followed me, and literally I aided them in having the fortitude and the push to get through their doctoral program. Now we're working together in the mental health arena, and it's exciting to sit up and hear these things, and that feeds because I created that outer circle of positive feedback by making sure I had an inner circle of positive feedback. One of the things that I've done to try to help and aid people build positive circles is I created the Epic Realm community of high achievers. Man, and this is what's exciting about this. I created this for a lot of people who probably wanted to work with me but could not. It wasn't in their budget. And I said, well, this is one way they'll have access to me almost on a daily basis where we're interacting. Because in the Epic Realm community, this is about people who want to achieve. This is about being in an environment where people are fanning your flames. This is about being in an environment where people believe in you and are telling you and big up in you and giving you solid advice and calling you when you say you're going to do something. The people in the community are coming back and say, "Hey, remember you thought you were going to do this? What's going on with that?" We have a Q&A session every week. This past week's Q&A session was off the chain. And here's why it was exciting to me. I created this for people that I didn't know, that I thought might benefit from being in an environment where they could breathe, where they can feel safe, where they can talk about their dreams, where they can talk about their aspirations, where they can put their business plans on the table. Man, we got breakout rooms for mental health. We got breakout rooms for marriage. We got breakout rooms for parenting. We got breakout rooms for starting a business, finance, and then we've got the general, and then we got the Q&A sessions. We've got all this stuff going on, and it's expanding. We're building, and my team of leaders is great. But we have this Q&A Saturday, right? So I'm expecting all these people I don't know. Guess who the panel is made up of? Past clients. These are people who have already moved up. These are business owners, CEOs, PhDs, that people that I've worked with in the past. These are people that are there. These are the people at the Q&A session getting it in and taking it in and sharing. And I've worked with them. These are people I've worked with, and it's so empowering to me to know, okay, the work I'm doing is bearing fruit, and that they see they saw the benefit in the Epic Realm community before anybody else, because they understand how that works. So they came in, they paid their annual membership fee. They're sitting in there, and we're going at it. We're going to make, and the whole reason I named it Epic Realm, because I believe that 2022 is going to be the most epic year that I've ever had. And I've had some pretty awesome years. And I think this is going to be the most epic year. We're going to go out and we're going to change 1 million lives. And we are well on our way, and we're going to do it in a number of different ways. And I need so many different things to go right in order to do that. Obviously, I can't do it where my real passion is one-on-one, sitting in front of somebody and really and truly dealing with them one-on-one. And so I created Epic Realm, and I invited people in and to come into this membership. This is an exclusive membership. When you're in here, there are rules of engagement. You are protected. Nobody's going to attack you. Nobody's going to tell you you're stupid. Nobody's going to tell you it's impossible. Nobody's going to tell you be realistic. That term is not allowed. What we will say is, what are you doing about it? How do you want to go about it? We're going to talk about it. We're going to plan it out. And this is part of the membership. Just come in and be in this space where we are focused on being better. You see, you choose what you're going to become, and you can only have who you are. It's not about what you want, it's about what you're willing to become. Because if you're willing to become whatever you need to be in order to have what you want, you'll have it. It's just the point of, what are you willing to become? I am so excited about this. But if you are going to make your grind effective, you got to have a vision. You got to have a plan. You got to have an environment that supports what you're trying to do. And the people in your circle have to be fanning your flames and pushing you. And you have to have something that you're offering them in return. You may not be able to offer them what they're offering you, but you can offer them something. And that's the beauty of this exchange that I've created in Epic Realm. Look, I want everybody to be able to be a part of this. And so I've made the membership affordable. The value is unbelievable. And what I'm going to do today is, for people who sign up for the Epic Realm membership, it's $100, people, for a year. You're going to get constant interaction with me. You're going to get interaction with other mental health experts, financial experts. All this stuff is going to happen within the membership. And you don't have to buy anything. Are there times that there are going to be services and specific things offered that you can take advantage of? Yes, and you're going to get that at 20% off. But you don't have to buy anything, and you're going to get nothing but value constantly over time. But what I'm going to do to add, to sweeten the pot, because I want you to come in today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a rapid change breakthrough session. That is a session with me where we look at where you're at. We look at where you want to go. We look at what's blocking it, what's the greatest inhibitor, and we tear that wall down. And I'm telling you, we can do it in that breakthrough session. That's why it's called a breakthrough. We accomplish breakthrough, the moment and point in time when you realize, I can do it, and now I know how I'm going to do it, and I'm about to go out and I'm about to execute. It's about executing, and I help people execute at the highest level. I am so grateful for the opportunity to do that. So if you come aboard now, the free rapid change breakthrough session is a $350 value. That's 3.5 times the cost of the membership right out the back. And then you get the membership for a year. You're in here. You're getting everything that you can possibly imagine. But more importantly, you're getting a circle a network. And then you get to choose people. You'll see people in this circle, in this network that's growing. You'll see people that you really gravitate towards too. They may become a part of your close, tight knit circle. They might be somebody you're not even in the group, and you're calling each other up saying, "Hey, what you doing?" That's what you need to do. You need to find people. A lot of times, hanging around where you hang around and going where you're going is not going to get you the type of people you need, because they don't hang out there. You're going to have to find new spaces and new places to find the people who can elevate you. And that's what I've created. I've created a space where we are dealing with people who are getting it in. And I want you to be a part of that. So if you sign up today, you're going to get a free rapid change breakthrough session with yours truly. And we're going to make some things happen. So on that note, look, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. You guys have an unbelievable day. As I always say, I live my life on full so that I die on E. My challenge is that you do the same. I am out of here. I look forward to